We are in Acts 15. We're going to look at verses 19 and 20. Therefore, this is a conclusion that James is making at the council. My judgment is that we should not trouble those Gentiles who turn to God. This phrasing implies that James had the position of high authority in the church. He probably was a respected leader or senior pastor of the Church of Jerusalem. In the light of the Old Testament, not oppress them with Judaism, but should write to them to abstain from the things polluted by idols, from sexual immorality, from things that are strangled, and from blood. James' decision that the Gentile believers should not be under the Mosaic law was also with practical instructions. The idea was that the Gentile believers did not act in a way to offend the Jewish community in every city and destroy the church's witness among the Jews. If this decision was one did not have to be Jewish to be Christian, it must also be clear that one should need not forsake the law of Moses to be a Christian. He was actually going after their pagan lifestyle. Now, but write them to abstain from things polluted by idols. 1 Corinthians 10, verses 14 through 33, and we're going to skip down to verse 23. All things are lawful, but not all things are helpful. All things are lawful, but not all things build up. Let no one seek his own good, for the good of his neighbor. Eat whatever is sold in the meat market without raising any question on the ground of conscience, for the earth is the Lord's and fullness thereof. If one of the unbelievers invites you to dinner and you're disposed to go, and whatever is set before you, without raising any question on the ground of conscience, but if someone says to you, this has been offered in sacrifice, then do not eat it for the sake of the one who informed you, for the sake of conscience. I do not mean your conscience, but his. For why should my liberty be determined by someone else's conscience? If I partake with thankfulness, why am I denounced because of that which I give thanks? 3 commands had to do with eating habits of the Gentile Christians, that they are not in line with the pagan practices. Though they were not bound under the law of Moses, they were bound under the law of love. Law of love told them, don't unnecessarily antagonize your Jewish neighbors, both in and out of church. Don't be controlled, yet be sensitive.